Hello everybody, welcome back to the shop for another exciting episode of how to build an A-10 warthog. Okay guys, now we know this really ain't building. This is rigging, this ain't building. I got my MSU under control there. No, my CMUS, yeah. Central Mess Control System. Something like that. But that's pretty much all done and tidied up. And looks pretty good. I got I'm getting too many abbreviations here. I think I showed you guys all this. My ECUs and got this all done. I've been working on the cockpit too, and man, I cannot figure out how to do it without doing this, guys. But I had to chop it up. Chop, 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 chop. I could not figure out how to do this without doing it. Okay? This canopy comes off. It's not made to open. And our switches are in there. We got to get in there to charge the planes. We just get in there to fuel it. Just everything could not be done through that hole without putting everything back there, you know, and making it really congested. So I had to make this kind of removable. What I'm going to do is I just chopped this off right at the gauges. Okay, I'm going to put that inside the canopy, and it goes in from the front and latches in the back. And this, man, I did a bunch of chopping on this, guys. I did a bunch. Where's the other pieces? They had, I'll put this on there, but they had a piece of fiberglass. They had all this built up with, you know, fully enclosed tub. Oh, it's all around there somewhere. But I chopped it all off. I took it even with the top deck and put this piece of fiberglass on the bottom. Okay, it's going to have to go in like so. But it cannot be permanent because you can't get the battery tray out unless you take this out. Okay? And to leave this all together, you couldn't slide it in, you know, because of this stuff. The frame itself. And, you know, the F4 was like that too. This don't fit in there. So I got to cut that out. You know, you'd think they'd make these tubs fit in the hole they cut. But they don't. Go on, girls. You wanna go party? But they don't, so you gotta come in here and do some chopping. You know, and the only alternative is to put a slice in here to where that whole thing would go in, but that would be weakening this structure. And to where it's just the sides of the fiberglass holding it. And we don't want to go there. Okay, but I got all the wiring done, and all I got to do is, all the wires hanging out down there, is finish these elevators. A little bit to do to the wings, not much. Okay. Now, for these elevators, servo goes right there. They had this planned for internal hinging, but I talked with Ron and he thought the same thing. You can't hardly beat this method, and you know, we ain't going to the scale masters with it. So we decided then we didn't use the plastic horns that came with it. You're supposed to glue them plastic horns on the inside, and I don't know. We just decided to go old school. Got some carbon horns, mounted the servos. These were pretty easy. Well, the rudders were a little tougher. Okay. Now, so I got the high-tech Mighty Mini digitals right there, and we did this. I did the same thing. I gotta put a screw in that servo yet. It's just in there. But I did the same thing there. We ran the horns on the outside. It's just, you got so much more leverage and less chance of it being sloppy. But to get these servos, what I had to do is I had to push these horns all the way down, and I hooked them up to my matchmaker, slid them in there, and then turned the horns back down. That's why you had to put it. I had to make that a little longer, that slice there, but it don't look bad. You know what I mean? And it would not have been easy to make these horns internal. You know, it could have been done. They do it. It's been done in the plans, but you got to hook that wire and everything to this at one time. Just put it in there, and then try and hook it up inside there, you know, without bending this too dang much. And then make your adjustments. Oh, it just would have been a pain. But so we just went old school method there, and it'll work just fantastic. You know what I mean there, Vern? This is just almost done. Oh, I got a surprise for you guys. Actually got a couple of them. Got the ball rolling. I have got the ball rolling. You guys are going to be happy. Well, well, I'm going to be happy. I got a couple surprises for you guys. Oh shoot, this draw one, that's for the wing. I got a couple surprises for you guys. No, I'm not going to tell you now. Oh, Carrie loves them surprises. My buddy Carrie from the Cheyenne, Rocky Mountain, River Bottom Volunteer Fire Department. I know he's out there watching. Okay, now we're going to make, oh, where's the, got the lock nut. Another. I've got a couple surprises. Wee-hoo, Bob got a secret. Bob's got a secret. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I do. I got a big old secret. I got a couple of them. Did I tell you about them? Well, if I told you about them, it wouldn't be a surprise now, would they? They just kind of ruined the surprise. Okay. Just wanted to make sure it was centered. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Bang it, one down. I gotta clean up that Loctite. Bang it. Whoa. This thing is just almost finished. Now we gotta put our little keepers. These are our little locks. Like them old Goldberg things, you know? Little locks on these closest. I actually like these. I think it was Jet Legend sent E-clips, some little E-clips. And they're like really hard to put on and off. These I can do left-handed. Always a brag. Bam. Man, is Big Brother getting good or what? Oh, that boy. Oh, poor me. Poor me. Went from the biggest, I'm going to say it, guys, I'm going to slip. This ain't even going to be a slip. I am personally going to say this. Biggest bitch I ever seen. I shouldn't have said that, but that woman was, man. You know, a lot of guys say that just like in the general term, and there ain't nothing general about that, Amanda. Whew. She wins, man. She wins. Someone said a while back, well, Bob, your show against drama, but yet you watch all the drama shows. I gotta get my drama somewhere. You know what I mean? Anyone needs a little drama. At least I'm shipping mine in instead of creating my own. See, that's the key. Okay. Be centered and kind oh, that Big Brother's getting good. I love that show. Amanda's gone. She's gonna be doing some talking. She's gonna be threatening everybody with their life, man. She's the biggest bully ever seen. And that is no joke. That woman is a bully from the word go. No, the pair of McCrane. praying Amanda, Miranda. Okay. Couple more. Bam. Bam. Put my little locks on there. Stab it done. Elevator mechanism. Yeah, I'd rather do this than put tubing on the line and all of that. I don't mind these blocks. They stay on there pretty good. I've never had one just fall off that I know of. If you don't put them on right, then I'm going to have to put them on right either. Okay, bam. Done deal. The Loctite just ain't good for painting stuff. A little Loctite on the surface. Okay, this is ready to bolt on. This will bolt on and be removable. So if you want to go to a jet meet and you want to save some room, this stab come right off. Let's put that hinge on that one. Just rudders and stab come right off. Bam. It'll be kind of heavy though. Now, I'm just going to put these screws in this one. These are kind of, I had to do these the same way. I had to make the hole a little bigger on one side and then move the horn that way and push it down into place. Right there is where it bolts onto the elevator. Horizontal stab. Bolts on right there. See, and then there's a little cover plate that goes over that. And we'll be good to go. Yeah, because the elevator will be up here. We'll be fine. Out of the way. Bam! Now to mark these for my horns, this is how I do, guys. I'll just get me a piece of wood, anything kind of straight. And you want them in line with your servo pretty much. You know. And right there is where I need to cut the hole. Now I want to cut the gap on the bottom side of that line. And it'll be perfectly lined up with that. Lay that right there. We'll get the length. And basically, we'll cut out that section. Whoop. Big old feet going around.